Hey folks, y'all see the title here now. We got two pieces. I'm not going to give a whole bunch of perfunctory, but I got to give some. All right. I watched this the candidate debate live. I say it's because I'm not dissing the ones when I say y'all are new to the game, or they just come in. A lot of blacks, American blacks, didn't decide to get vocally involved until one each Baracus Minimus hit the stage. But I'm already in. Like I told people, my first time when I voted for Ronald Reagan. So I've been voting for a while. So now, hey, God, I wasn't even alive when Reagan. Okay, so I'm a little ahead of you, but don't worry, I'll be the first one out. I'll probably beat you out of the game. I didn't vote for Romney. I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't vote for McCain. I didn't vote for W. And like I always say, just because you got an R behind, I'm not a Democrat. A Democrat gonna vote for you just because you have a D behind their name. It's been ingrained in them. It's been beaten into them by their mama, their grandmama said, big mama said. Okay. Well, y'all go ahead and go. I'm going this way. Hey, see y'all at the barbecue next weekend. All right, y'all be good. And I'm gone, man. Fuck out of here. Love Big Mama, but she don't know a damn thing about politics. Voting for the same party that was beating her ass and my grandfather ass when they was young. Ain't that some shit? But I'm telling you, man, you can't make sense out of it. I can't make sense out of it. Anyway, so I like doing stuff like this because I remember this stuff. And the stuff and like I say, I don't begrudge anybody, but if you're going to complain about something on the one, you need to complain on both. Because if you don't, that makes you a hypocrite of sorts. But anyway, I done said enough. Let's go ahead and roll this beautiful bean footage. Mr. Barack Hussein Obama, sir.
The rise of China
you have the
future
floor.
Challenges for America. I want to just begin this by asking both of you, and Mr. President, you go first this time. What do you believe is the greatest future threat to the national security of this country?
Oh, yeah. Fair use, ABC News, and, salute Peter Schiff. And then I got a piece that's, I think it's from the White House's website that I'm going to read. Yeah, y'all gonna have to listen to me read. Well, I know most of y'all probably already checked out probably as soon as Barack finished. But for the ones that really want to learn some shit besides just internet talking points, stick around. I got a treat for you.
Well, I think it will continue to be terrorist networks. We have to remain vigilant, as I just said. But with respect to China, China's both an adversary, but also a potential partner in the international community if it's following the rules. So my attitude coming into office was that we are going to insist that China plays by the same rules as everybody else.
What? I said, I watched this then. So this is not new to me. It's probably new to some of y'all.
I know Americans had seen jobs being shipped overseas.
You can thank your brother in arms that came before you. Of course, you didn't have anything to do with Clinton and his administration. You weren't in the game then, so I can't put that on one each Barack Hussein Obama. I can't. But we know who signed the NAFTA treaty.
Businesses and workers not getting a level playing field when it came to trade. And that's the reason.
But you did kill my beloved automobile, my auto market, and the Pontiac is gone. Oldsmobile is gone. You know what I'm saying? We still got Buick. Plymouth is gone. Thanks. So You did have a direct hand in that, but that ain't. I've covered that already, and that's a war for another day.
Reason why I set up a trade task force to go after cheaters when it came to international trade. That's the reason why we have brought more cases against China for violating trade rules than the previous administration had done in 2 terms. And
that's actually true.
We've won just about every case that we filed.
And that's also actually true. Y'all know I don't like him, but I'm not going to lie on him. That is true.
That has been decided. In fact, just recently, steel workers in Ohio and throughout the Midwest, Pennsylvania, are in a position now to sell steel to China because we won that case.
The part that killed me is when he sold decommissioned battleships, because the steel in a battleship. I'm gonna try to be brief. That's a different grade of steel. All steel isn't created equally, folks. Just like all paint, some paint is better than others. Clothing, rubber, everything, the stuff comes in grades. There's a difference between cheap steak and a prime cut. So he went for when I found out after the fact. It hit the press after he made the deals. Those hulks should not have been pulled over to China to be chopped up, in my opinion. That steel, that grade A steel, should have stayed here in the United States. It's not like the boats were costing us anything. They've already been paid for. They're decommissioned battleships. No one's maintaining them. They're not going anywhere. So that really pissed me off. But anyway, onward.
We had a tire case in which they were flooding us with cheap domestic tires.
This is true. Let me back it up just a little bit. Let me back it up. Pull a Jordan on the, hey, come here. Back it up. Come here. Well, he tells you to come here, then he tells you to back up. Come on, Jordan.
We had a tire case in which they were flooding us with cheap domestic tires or cheap Chinese tires. And we put a stop to it. And as a consequence, saved jobs throughout America. Now, I have to say that Governor Romney criticized me for being too tough in that tire case. Said this wouldn't be good for American workers and that it would be protectionist. But I tell you, those workers don't feel that way. They feel as if they had finally.
I don't give a damn about somebody calling me protectionist. You're being a protectionist. You damn right. I'm protecting the people that live here, work here, buy shit here, sell shit here, drink water here, eat food here. You damn right. Okay, put your protectionist on a t-shirt and give it to me. Give it to me. And put on the back, if you don't vote for, you got a problem whether you voting for me or Trump, then you ain't black, and I'll put that on the back. Even though y'all know I actually got that on the t-shirt. I got the t-shirt, so y'all know that. So yeah, I'll put protectionist on the back. But yeah, he's right. Matter of fact, let's go.
That way. They feel as if they had finally an administration who was going to take this issue seriously. Over the long term, in order for us to compete with China, we've also got to make sure, though, that we're taking care of business here at home. If we don't have the best education system in the world, if we don't continue to put money into research and technology that will allow us to create great businesses here in the United States, that's how we lose the competition. And unfortunately, Governor Romney's budget and his proposals would not allow us to make those investments.
All right.
Okay. Now, for y'all that just wanted to see that part, I bid you adieu. For y'all that want some real wants a little more brain food, just stick around for a hot second. Okay, here we go. Now, this is from The Hill, as in thehill.com, okay? And you see what it says. Let me get it on the screen here, and we're going to run it down. You see the date 09/12/2009 at 2:56 in the morning. Damn, Ian Swanson, you burning the midnight freaking oil, ain't you? Carry your ass to bed, man. Anyway, you see what it says. Obama hits China with steep tire tariffs. Be honest, if you didn't know this happened, just put I didn't know in the comment section. Look, there's a whole bunch of people don't know. I'm not trying to make you look bad or something. I just do that for me. That lets me know that I'm giving you some valuable information that you didn't get from anywhere else. Or let's say you did know about it. Yeah, I did know, but thanks for bringing it back up again anyway. Say something that lets me know that somebody is listening, somebody is benefiting off this. So, okay. All right, let's go. The White House last Friday announced it would oppose high tariffs on imports of Chinese tires in a case seen as the first test of the trade policy under President Barack Obama. A 35% duty will be set on the tires from China for a year, followed by a 30% tariff for a second year and a 25% tariff for a third year. The tariffs come in addition to a 4% tariff already applied. That's all they was getting off. And I'm telling you, as a guy that's in the trucking business, now I ain't talking about cars, because, cars and trucks, with the load that we put on and what truck tires go through is a totally different thing than what you going through in your Toyota Corolla. Not saying it ain't important, just a whole different ball game. I do not buy Chinese tires. Yeah, they're cheap. Yeah, I know the rock haulers, the gravel haulers, they love buying them cheap Chinese tires, because y'all know I got a tire shop. And guess normally what we go out there and have to charge their ass for to put either patch it or put another tire on. It's some young guy. I'm reading the tire, man. What about I like 3 chicken wings with the fried rice. And I'm like, what kind of tire is it? What is this? I only paid $300 for. Well, you should have saw that one coming. But anyway, it was only a 4% tariff on there. And Obama, and he put it up to 25 for the third year. Anyway, let's go. The petition for the tariffs was brought by the United Steelworkers Union, which argued that increased imports from China had led to the closure of U.S. plants and elimination of U.S. jobs, which is true. But I say the average American loves cheap shit. And like I said, and I went through it years ago on a stream, that the labor unions, I can't put all of the weight on them, but between the labor unions, the insider baseball, I gotta pay you $37 an hour and give you this and this just for you to aim the squirter to squirt the damn water on the windshield. You can't compete like that with a country that pretty much almost forces the people to work for pennies on the dollar. Literally. And they're not the only country to do it. I'm not beating up China. I am, but I'm not. But other countries do it too. But who's the bigger fish right now? Okay, let's keep going. Labor groups had urged Obama to impose the relief, which represents first time a safeguard mechanism approved by Congress in 2000 has been used. The safeguard was included in a law that provided China with more favorable trade terms when it joined the World Trade Organization. I already covered that, and I even put it in my community tab. That was the biggest mistake that the United States allowed to have happen, was China joining the World Trade Organization, because look how the pie chart flipped and nothing flat. These are actual numbers. But anyway, importers and several companies that manufacture tires, along with the Chinese government, has urged the White House not to impose the higher tariffs. Several major tire companies, including Goodyear and Firestone, that was in that death. Remember, they was in that death throw with Ford over the Ford Explorer, the tires for them, that was Firestone. Import tires, including Goodyear and Firestone, import tires from China and did not support the petition from the steel workers. The decision is likely to be criticized by China, of course, and other international trade partners, of course. It comes less than 2 weeks before Obama is to host a summit of world leaders in Pittsburgh known as the G20. At a previous G20 meeting in London earlier, Obama and other leaders pledged not to take protectionist measures against the global recession. I am a protectionist. I'm sorry. I ain't never gonna get off that. I've been that way my whole life, and I don't see it can ever change it. I'm carrying it to the grave with me. I fight for the team that I'm dancing with the chick that I came with. That's who I'm dancing with and I'm leaving with. But the announcement was made in a release sent by the White House press office at about 9:30 p.m. Friday night, a time when news is sometimes dumped, and that's when you do it. All the stories that people that the press that they don't want you to do, they dump that on Friday night because most people, they ain't watching the news. They out doing whatever or just chilling or whatever the hell. And by the time Monday roll around, the story is gone away. Okay. And that's all of them. Left media, right media, even though we really don't have a true right media in legacy media. But anyway, if you consider Fox News right, I give it to you. They do it too. Okay. Obama was not quoted in the statement from White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs, who said the president had decided to remedy a clear disruption in the U.S. tire industry. The steelworkers' petition arrived at Obama's desk after the International Trade Commission, a quasi-judicial body that considers the petitions, recommended that he provide relief. Under U.S. law, the president can accept the ITC's recommendation or reject the petition. Obama had until September 17th to make a decision. U.S. Trade Representative Ron Kirk said that by imposing the relief, the administration was enforcing U.S. trade laws, which is true. When China came in the World Trade Organization, the U.S. negotiated the ability to impose remedies in situations like this one. He said in a statement, this administration is doing what is necessary to enforce trade agreements on behalf of American workers and manufacturers. Groups representing importers blasted the decision, of course, because you're cutting at their pocket. Because they get the importers, they get to scrape theirs off the top. So if your actions is causing less to come in, that's less they're going to get to scrape off the top. They don't give a damn about the American worker. They don't give a damn about the ones working at the Uniroyal plant in Detroit. They don't give a damn about the ones working at the Falkland tire plant in Louisiana. Oh, is it Alabama? I think it's Alabama. I think I misspoke on the Louisiana part. Sorry, Louisiana and whatnot. They don't care about that. They don't care. So, of course, they're going to blast the decision. We are certainly disheartened that the president bowed to the union and disregard the interests of thousands of other American workers and consumers, said, I can't even pronounce that shit, a counsel to the American Coalition for Free Trade in Tires. We're almost done, folks. Several House Democrats who in the past had urged Bush to grant relief to groups that had sought measures to restrict imports from China hailed the move. The American tire industry lost more than 5,000 jobs since China flooded our market with cheap tires and stood to lose thousands more without this corrective action, said Representative Charlie Rangel for Democrat, New York, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. I can't stand that dude. Representative Sander Levin, I can't stand him either, said the action was an important step in a new trade policy. They was right on that, but I still don't like you. I can't stand Charlie Rangel is a fucking snake. Levin ain't as much of a snake as Wrangle is. I don't know if it's I doubt if it's cause the New York versus Detroit, because trust me, we got some fucking snakes in Detroit, okay? In Michigan, period. But Charlie Wrangle is slimy as the day is long. But anyway, there it is. Look, those 5,000 people that's gone, that was making tires. Now they got to do something else. And until they can got to do something else, they can't, they got to count their nickels. And that's something that those importers, would you believe most importers of U.S. goods don't even live in the United States? I'll let y'all track that one down yourself. Tell me what you think. Feel free to chop this one up if you want. I'm probably going to chop this into like 2 or 3 different pieces and whatnot. I should have done a premiere on this one, but hell, probably wasn't too many people watch it anyway. Ain't no titties and booty involved. I'm just joking. I'm not, but I am. Y'all be good and be safe. Tell me what you think. Bye.